drugs, do real things. Go to extremes, crash regimes, and kill kings. In the last reprieve, he still sings how the task that the master needs reveals wings. And though he has to bleed, it still brings him heaven and hell. Better believe the truth stings. Tying his arm off with violent strings, his eyes and dreams perverted as the siren screams eternal. Overdosage is a marketing scheme that's just as dark as it seems when it's a part of your team. With the esteem of a savant, as smart as a genius, vanity carried the dope into the heart of a fiend. Another destroyed life was meant to be more righteous in the face of this full-on opioid crisis. While the wolves pull a wool on and prey on vices, still the dogs with the hood on is way more frightening for death. You're not ready. Trust me, I'm deadly as the fentanyl that killed Prince. And Tom Petty, I will venture still into the trench and bomb heavy. Every infidel will feel the strength of my belly. And so it begins as evil intends to start off slow, then graduate the needles and pins. You will have forsaken everybody, even your friends, and see where it ends. The visuals of reason and cringe. You're watching this. He took a shot in the esophagus. He's in the zone and stoned like a sarcophagus. Try stopping this. I'm on top of the metropolis. His narcissist over narcotics anonymous. Broken promises, broken jaws, and dope wars. I separate the fact from the folklore. Let's estimate the tracks that I spoke for. Euphoria is the most that you could hope for. I go slow for the greats and took the best out. A poker face from the estates, I had to stress out. But no complaints from the erase that had to check out. Hey yo, I got a brand new bag for you to test out, yo. This shit crazy. Uncertainty and using it to tell the story of winning in life, then losing it as well. The triumph was Machiavelli inspired, awaken the sleeping giant, commanded to reap and Zion. Fresh from the fire and into formal attire, it's from a foreign designer. I caught a plug, supplier, but how we got. Try me not, that's the caveat. You probably get the same thing my last body got. Poet laureate, swift chariot, the Maserati, the one to watch. Born the year of the ox. I got more than a reason to rebel like Jesus and Merrill. Lyrical religious hero on Jesus' level. The reason none of these heathens is even as thorough. We bear arms like Idris or Venus de Mello. My blood is different than the blood that you bleed if it's yellow. I'm colder than the Paul Robeson leading Othello. I'm older than the barcode, it ain't easy to tell. The rap John Henry, they send me deep in the railroad. I'm heavy metal, the rock roller, the rebel without a pause. Perspective is bipolar as ever. I got across the bridge and then burnt it in the ash. A reoccurring dream and then turned it into cash. The reoccurring theme is the hurt lives in the past, but undeniable lessons I learned live in the stash. The breadwinner, the dead center, the head spinner. I heard life is a bitch, I went to bed with her. I once was told to know thyself. How can I grow myself if I don't know myself? The low-hanging fruit for bottom feeders, no top shelf. I chase demons for a lot of reasons, not just health. Seated at the throne, summoning the ghost like a seance. I never take a day off work and never pay off. I wish for more peace on this earth and never chaos. As long as classrooms getting sprayed with the ARs, yeah. Revelation of a blessing in disguise. I looked hate in the face and read the message in his eyes. They clickbaited the nation and requested the response and dictated the makings of another renaissance. But wait, the fate of it's what the government decides. And I don't mean the state, I mean this government of ours. The mark, the ark of the covenant requires frauds. I'm making a mockery of them with the bars alone. The population of the world has grown, and more people in the streets that live in gorgeous homes. A lot of heavy conflict zones, the swords are shown. I'm trying to study all the language on the Georgia Stones. To quote the classic joint, what a fool believes and what the teachers in the school believes is very different from what the thieves in the class and rule believes. I'm trying to give y'all some jewelries. We under pressure like a diamond mine. Hunting is something like a phenomenon, and we losing light like M. Night Shyamalan. The people searching for something with body armor on. You never know who they want, and that's why we on alarm. Preparing me that isn't necessary. What I'm haunted by is knowing where the bodies are buried. Yet I'm torn about a omen. Knowing my adversary, I'm gone to never bury. It's on, it's getting heavy for real.
Volkers. Focus. What's good, y'all? Snap turtle in the truck. Snap turtle in the truck, man. Doing my little Saturday morning errands. My kids got their cousins at the house, so they at the house. Saturday, June 1st, 2019. And we have overcast skies, 0% chance of chemtrails. I haven't seen a chemtrail here in Southern California in over a week. Now, they tell you that those aren't chemtrails, that they're contrails that the planes spray normally. Then if that's the case, why haven't I seen one in days? Were the flights grounded and I didn't know about it? Anyway, what's good? Well, interesting shit going on. You know, I'm going to beat this anti-HR 838 drum until the skin of the drum pops off. All right. I'm going to keep talking about this because this is very important. It's very important that we nip this shit in the bud. Okay. Now, most of you might be aware already, but there was a tragic shooting in Virginia Beach. I believe it was yesterday. And some mad gunman ran up into a office building, killed 11 people, all right, and injured 7 more, something like that. Now, this happens on the heels of the TAPS Act being announced. I don't believe in coinky-dink. You understand what I'm saying? I don't believe in coinky-dink. They talk about the TAPS Act. They talk about threat assessment prevention and all this other shit. And then, not 2 days later, 11 people were shot in Virginia Beach. And the guy used a .45 with an extended clip. And a .45 with an extended clip and a silencer. I want y'all to think about anybody who knows about guns. I want y'all to think about that. He managed to kill 11 people with a .45 caliber pistol. Okay? Equipped with a silencer. Now, common misconception about silencers. There is no silencer, okay? There are sound suppressors, okay? Silencers are in the movies. Sound suppressors don't completely muffle the sound of a gunshot. It muffles it slightly, but you still have the gas that escapes from different parts of the pistol. Then you got the click-clack. You got the sound of the slide going back real fast and coming back. And you're still going to get some of the report from the gunshot, okay? No such thing as a silencer. But if you have a .45 caliber pistol with a silencer equipped, .45 caliber pistols are not known for their accuracy. Not known for their accuracy. But if you had a .45 caliber pistol equipped with a silencer, it might actually increase the accuracy just slightly. But it will take some of the power out. Okay? Because the .45 is going to buck. But if you have a silencer on the end of it that has a good amount of weight, it'll help level that out. It'll help prevent muzzle rise. But it's still a .45 caliber pistol. Okay? And he had extended clips. How convenient is that for the lawmakers? How convenient is that for those who like to not let a good tragedy go to waste. What a perfect example of how this could work in their favor. I hope y'all see the writing on the wall. They announced the TAPS Act, then the shooting happens, okay? This is a major problem because now what they're going to do is appeal to the masses that are scared of their own shadow. And unfortunately, that's the majority of the population here in the United States. We're a population ruled by fear. And we're a population that believes everything that we're told and everything we see. And now that this TAPS Act is out, this is going to be the ultimate test. This TAPS Act and how it's going through Congress and how it's going to go through Senate, this is going to be the ultimate test of whether or not we want to keep our freedoms. Point blank and period. This is the ultimate test. And we are being tested. Now, there's some key things to know about this shooting and about over 90% of mass shootings. This shooting occurred in a gun-free zone. I want us to think about that. This shooting occurred in a gun-free zone. Over 90% of mass shootings occur in gun-free zones. I wonder why that is. Is it because people who want to kill someone or criminals? Do you think criminals give a hot fuck about a gun-free zone? No, they love gun-free zones. If they want to kill a bunch of people at one time, the best place to do it is at a gun-free zone. That's the best place to do it. Have you ever heard of a mass shooting happening at a gun range? No, you'll never see that. You'll never see that because guess why? There are people in that gun range who are equipped, trained, and ready to use their gun to defend themselves. But now what we have is we have legislators who want to make more gun-free zones. They want to turn your home into a gun-free zone. They want to turn your car into a gun-free zone. They want to turn your body into a gun-free zone. And in many states, they have already achieved all this. And with this TAPS Act, they can surgically strike those they don't want to have guns. They can surgically strike them. Which means, what I mean by that is, to avoid what the Republicans say about the Democrats being gun grabbers, all the gun grabbers have to do is say, look, we're not grabbing everyone's guns. We're grabbing the guns to those who are a threat to society. Those are the guns. Those are the people who we're taking the guns from. The threats. All right. So they don't have to. They don't have to do a nationwide gun grab. They can grab a gun one home at a time. About to get eat me some sturgeon flour. Sturgeon flour is very good for you. Eat the flour, is very good for your eyes. And the leaf is spicy and nice and spicy. Helps with blood flow and is cleansing and all that stuff right here. Sturgeon flour and sturgeon leaves. Now, got some kick. Now, ooh, out my nose, boy. This shooting happened in a gun-free zone. In an office building. I think it was a government office building. Imagine if just one person, or even a security guard, a trained security guard, or a trained individual, a trained office person, trained and all that stuff. Imagine if just one of them had a gun and the will to use it. Now, the shooter might have been able to kill one person, right? Or maybe even a couple people. But he damn sure would have got stopped before he got to 11 if somebody had a gun. See, gun-free zones are the most dangerous zones in the world. Gun-free zones are the death of society. Gun-free zones are the death of freedom. They need these gun-free... Y'all don't understand. They need these gun-free zones to exist so that more mass shootings can occur, so that they can create more gun-free zones. You make a place a gun-free zone, mass shooting happens. What do? You blame the gun. You blame the NRA. And you blame pro-2A'ers. You blame the people that say, oh, my thoughts and prayers goes to those who lost their life and their families. We're not supposed to send thoughts and prayers to victims. No, we're supposed to politicize every mass shooting to get what we want. That's what we want. That's what they want. Oh, we don't want your thoughts and prayers. We want you to say, oh, we need more gun control legislation. Well, guess what? HR 838 is going to take care of much of that problem. And they get to keep the Republicans' mouth shut by saying, look, we're not doing a gun grab of all the people. We're just doing a gun grab of the threats. And half of the people that signed the bill, half of your congressmen that signed this bill are Republican. They're Republican. Ooh wee shoo. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. If you think you're not safe in the hood now, oh man, imagine when this law comes out and they take your shit. Because let me tell you something, a smart gangster is not all up on social media talking gangster shit. Those still exist. Those actually still exist. There are those who actually are low key, low profile, and won't put that shit out on social media. Let's take the cartel, for example. The cartels don't put shit on social media. You think cartel members are all up in social media in the United States waving their guns? They might do it in Mexico. No, they real low key out here. MS-13. Imagine you live in a hood near. You live somewhere near a hood where there's gangs and shit, and you slip up and say some shit on social media, and they take your shit, and these gangsters decide they want to try to rob your house or whatever. Well, they took your shit away because you set off an algorithm that brought the taps to your house. It's bad, y'all. It's getting bad. You know, I had a feeling that something like this will happen at Virginia Beach. I said, you know what? They got this law coming out. I was thinking to myself, they got this TAPS law coming. They're going to need a good tragedy. They're going to need a good tragedy to push this bill even further. And guess what? They just got it, y'all. Now, they used a pistol. The shooter used a pistol, not an AR-15. As a matter of fact, I think the last couple of mass shootings happened with pistols. They've demonized the AR-15 enough, haven't they? They made it pretty clear the AR-15s are weapons of war. But now, all these shootings are happening with pistols. Is the pistol next? Don't be surprised if it is. Don't be surprised if the next piece of legislation that they bring forth in regards to gun control has to do with pistols. Certain automatic pistols. As a matter of fact, it's already a part of a certain bill, right? A federal bill that they want to ban assault weapons with. Some pistols are part of that ban. Well, why not do a sweeping gun bill that would ban all pistols, all semi-automatic pistols? Why not? That doesn't work. We got this TAPS Act coming through. See? They got a backup plan to the backup plan. And what we got? We got very little control. We got very little freedom and liberty over our own lives. Simply because we give them our liberties, we give them our power, we give them our freedom. By continuing to participate in a system built to control you. Simple fact. You are participating willingly in a system that means to control you, means to snatch your freedoms, means to control the population, reduce the population for even easier control. We are giving them our power. Every time we go to the voting booth, we are telling them we believe in this system. We believe in this process. And so they continue to do what they do. They continue to push laws that chip away at our freedoms. We have very little left. Hell, why not abolish or repeal the Bill of Rights? For your safety. You know, for your safety, we're gonna repeal the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, because some people are taking advantage of all these freedoms that we're supposed to be protecting. They're using these amendments to commit heinous crimes and kill multiple people. No, we should repeal it. Let's get rid of all of them. How many of y'all think people would be willing to give up their Bill of Rights for for their safety? How many of you guys think that people will actually give up those rights? I think many people would give in to that. And that's unfortunate and sad to say. But see, that's why we're speaking out. And that's why YouTube and other platforms are trying to silence people like me for bringing that common sense awareness. Because, let's face it, the most effective tool that these politicians use is one known as pathos. I spoke about pathos before. Pathos is the art of using emotionalism to sway the masses, to sway a group, to sway an audience. So if you're in a debate, you might use a lot of pathos to get the debate on your side, to get the crowd, the people, the audience on your side in this debate. Use a lot of pathos. Like, say, for instance, if you wanted to, if you were against gun violence, you could talk about the little girl that got hit by a stray bullet on the streets, right? You could talk about how if there were no guns on the streets, this poor little girl, look at her, and you throw a picture up there. You might even show a picture of this little girl and tell a story, tell a sad story about how she was raised and her parents and how much her parents loved her. You might do all that, show a picture, and say, if there were no guns on the streets, this poor girl would still be alive. Pathos. And this is the biggest tool they use because they know people are driven by emotion. Anyway, I'm gonna get back at y'all in a minute. I'm gonna pump this gas and get back on the camera. Peace.